Ishobo going in the house, back within the bang on video. Well, Frank Lampard has made RB Leipzig's Dayot Upamecano his number one transfer target, and Arsenal are also keen on the French centre back as well. It's going to be a fight. Let's see which London club actually wins the battle. Well, despite Pablo Mari have only featured for one game in the Arsenal reserves team, Arsenal have already indicated that they will exercise the player's purchase clause and acquire his full economic rights. The total payment to Flamenco will be 16 million euros through performance bonuses. Arteta on whether he is the Premier League is a realistic path to Europe. He says we need to win a lot of games. We need to put a very consistent run together, and we've just won 2 games, which is not enough. Also, he says we have 3 different routes to Europe. We have to try to maximize the 3 of them, and we go game by game. That's all we can do at the moment because the objectives are still so far behind. Lovely, isn't it? Ashkar Musafi posted this on his Twitter. He says, round of 16 needs to be our goal for tomorrow, Gunners. Let's fight and win together. And but did you know that top 10 young players, 20 or under in the Premier League? Number first on that list, Bukayo Saka. Number two is Gabriel Martinelli, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent in our Gunners artillery. But moving on, Dani Ceballos posted 100% concentrated and ready for the match tomorrow. We will qualify with our fans' support. Let's go, Gunners. Unbelievable, right? And Bukayo Saka says, I got 4 A's and 3 A plus and 3 A's in my GCSEs. So I did quite well at school. My favorite lesson was obviously PE, but I also linked business studies a lot. I got an A plus in that. Unbelievable, Bukayo Saka. Sayed Kolasanach came out, posting this. Says, thanks for all your messages. Hope to be back soon. Further specialist assessments are needed. Unbelievable. Let's see how much time does it take. But get well soon, thanks. But moving on. Well, Arteta, in his recent press conference, said this about Pierre. He says, if Oba had won the league as well as been the top scorer, then he would have been voted Player of the Year. We all know how good Aubameyang is, but it's true the players who are with the clubs that are winning constantly have more impact. But to get the recognition, we need both personal and collective success. And this is where we need to step forward so we can convince our top players to stay. The club has a very clear idea of how we want to develop things and constant communication with the players' agents. Let's see. Bukayo Saka revealed that his first trip to Arsenal's Emirates was actually in the away end with Newcastle because his dad loved Alan Shearer. He says, I was standing on the pitch at Old Trafford before the game. It was just my second ever start in the Premier League and it finally hit me. I'm in the Arsenal first team. Well, I had been here 10 years earlier with my dad sitting in the away end with the Newcastle fans. My dad has always been a big football fan. He supported Newcastle because he loved Alan Shearer. Well, David Villa, we all know that he is the latest guy that Arsene Wenger did not or could not sign. Villa actually explained the whole scenario. He says we were in a lot of meetings and a lot of calls. I felt 90% in that moment that I would go to Arsenal and Arsene Wenger, but in that moment we didn't arrive to the deal. Atletico Madrid arrived and in 3 or 4 days fixed everything. I didn't know what would have happened if I had signed for Arsenal. I'm very happy that I signed for Atletico, not just for winning the league, but for everything. I'm very happy to have made that choice. Well, the Premier League is actually has announced it is creating an NFL-style Hall of Fame, and the English football's top flight will introduce its first 2 inductees on Thursday, March 19th. Only Premier League's players' Premier League career will be considered for them to become inductees, and they have to be retired, and they will receive a medal stating what year and what their induction is for. Well, Arsene Wenger takes another dig against Manchester City. He says, I think Manchester City spent a lot of money on defenders. If you look over 4 or 5 years, they spent a huge amount of money. That shows that it's not easy to find the defenders who strengthen their team. Everybody is looking for defenders. When I was at Arsenal, everybody says, well, you have to find defenders. But we're sitting there saying, well, big defenders are not anymore easy to find, even with a lot of money. They have disappeared, and that's why they have a job to do there. Unbelievable. Well, about Aubameyang's recent contract problems, here's what Arteta says. The club has a very clear idea of how we want to develop things. We are in constant communication with the players' agents, and I completely trust on them. Um, Aubameyang is not going to be distracted by transfer talks. He's very used to that. But if you lose him long term, the impact is obvious. It would be very difficult to replace a player of his caliber. And Alexander Lacazette has denied that there is a release clause in his contract. He says, "I didn't know about this agreement. I have a contract with the club, so there is no point for me to leave if everyone is happy with me at the club." But I hope he stays. That would be really, really, really good. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon, because when you do that, you get two videos about Arsenal every single day. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers.